a world filled with sniveling snowflakes, where time out and safe places are abundant, where there's 37 genders to scroll through on a job application. Not that they have jobs. We're proud to be your salvation and your beacon to unabashed, in-your-face talk. This is Stars, Bars, and Cigars, the no-holds-barred conservative talk show hosted by battle-tested vets. Lock and load and get ready for an explosive journey through breaking news, the rich tapestry of constitutional history, and the pulse-pounding realities of Army and Navy life. Oh, and yeah, cigars. Stars, Bars, and Cigars. And now your hosts, Jimmy the Bull and Tig Tigger.
Hey, Patriots and Snowflakes. Tig, how are ya?
I'm doing great, Bull. How the hell are you? Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th July. We said that kind of wrong, but...
You betcha. You got my tiger hat on there on the patch there. I see you got that hat. You got the same company. Veteran-supported company there.
Yes, Combat Iron.
You betcha. Combat Iron.
That was their free plug, so...
Yeah, nobody gonna save you.
Nobody.
All right.
So, tonight... Sorry, folks, we were just a tad bit late here. We were trying our restream again, but we're just not having any luck there. I'm going to have to figure that out.
Restream, you need to all get it together out there with your little thing.
Yeah, so tonight we were supposed to have a guest on, but for some technical issues there, he decided that we couldn't get it done. So
this guy, he's, well, let's just say his family has been friends of me for, well, a long freaking time. Goes way, way back. But I wanted to get him on because he has a special character that I just love. It's a fun character. Yeah. And wanted him to be in character and just couldn't get it done. So, well, maybe next time we'll figure something out. So,
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is.
So tonight we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on that just more or less trending news, and I see Tig's got his tinfoil cap on.
Yeah.
But first, what are you smoking, Tig?
I got a cigar to match. A cigar to match the hat. I got a tinfoil cigar to match the hat. I don't know why. This is the first time I've come across a cigar of this kind. So I kept the wrapper on because the wrapper is a tinfoil wrapper. So this is weird. This is a cigar called Illusion Original Documents Corojol MJ12. It's a Toro Gordo. It's got 6 inches. 6 inches by 56 gauge. It's a full strength Nicaraguan Habano wrapper cigar, hand rolled long filler. In 2007, this cigar reached number 7 in the Cigar Aficionado Top 25 by a guy named Dion Giolito. Sounds Italian. Hope I didn't hack his name up. Giolito. Dion Giolito. He has this boutique cigar. He's a boutique cigar maker known for his unique blends and conspiracy-themed names, which is really weird because the Illusion, I guess, is basically like, the Illuminati type of thing, right? Some of the images he has on some of his boxes of cigars are like the one eye type of thing, the Illuminati, the pyramid kind of crap, So anyway, he does that, and I thought that was kind of appropriate for a show. Not that we believe in conspiracy theories. We believe in conspiracies, and there are no conspiracies. Okay? There's only truth. So it's this particular one is named after a Majestic 12 group. In 1984, they had some documents they posted that were debunked, but they, to this day, say that they weren't debunked, they were real, and that's just typical of the government to try to say they are debunked. These were UFOologists, they're into UFOs and stuff like that. I'm not a real big thing when it comes to UFOs and stuff, folks, but at the same time, I'm not going to crap on these guys, because they believe what they believe. We believe what we believe. And, there's people out there that just aren't awake to some of the stuff we believe. So I get it. Anyway, this is tobacco with some pepper and some tea flavors to it. Also, some cream, wood, nuts. I don't know. I'm going to find out, folks, because I got to try it. So with that being said, Bold, what are you smoking tonight?
Well, thank you for asking. I am smoking a lovely. See it that it's I saw it when I went into the tobacco outlet, and it's lovely.
Yes,
But
it's called Lovely.
lovely.
Now didn't you tell me before the show that this is made in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
Well, I delve into it a little bit more. It's not really made in Green Bay. It's actually a Green Bay company.
A Green Bay, Wisconsin company.
Yeah.
And
But
yet
otherwise, these are hand rolled down in Nicaragua.
Oh, I see. But it's a Green Bay, Wisconsin company. I wonder why they didn't have a green and gold label on it.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that myself. I mean, there is some little hints of green in there, but it's mostly green and gold, and there's like some burgundy and.
Yeah, why didn't their label be green and gold like their beloved Packers? Your football team.
Yeah, maybe it could be a thing of where not everybody likes the Packers.
Well, yeah, of course. It's funny about the Packers. What a crappy fucking team. Oops, I just pissed a lot of people off, right?
Whoops.
And the NFL's rigged. We all know
Yeah.
it. Come on, let's get with it. It's rigged, and it starts with the referees.
But that's a story for another time.
Absolutely. But the funny thing is, though, given that
we said that before on our other podcast.
Yes. But I haven't mentioned though that my late wife and I, she was kind of a Packer fan, and needless to say, I am a shareholder of the Green Bay Packers. It has our names on a certificate.
Weren't you a ticket holder or something like that? Or
not a ticket holder. No, why would I go see those games?
Because you love them.
I hate them. That's the funny thing. That's the irony. I hate the Green Bay Packers, but I'm invited to the shareholders meetings every year. 4 tickets are given to me every year to go to Green Bay for their shareholders meetings because I am a shareholder of the Green Bay Packers, even though they suck.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know I pissed off a few Green Bay fans there. I had to pick on the Wisconsin fans, because that's the way we do it.
So, anyways, my stogie is called the Elegante X2 Toro. It is a 52 ring gauge by 6 inches long. And it's got a really nice, lightly oiled wrapper. And it's got a Nicaraguan filler. And the binder is Mexico, and the wrapper is Ecuadorian. Yeah, it's supposed to have some hints of cinnamon, which I'm tasting, which is really good. And the exhale, I'm getting some creamy, notes on the exhale. So it's pretty
nice little hybrid cigar you got there.
Yeah, it's really tasty. I'm really kind of shocked. I didn't think it was going to actually taste as good, but coming from Green Bay, sorry, Green Bay people. No, but this is a really good stick. I like the flavors. It's coming, off of it. So, whoa, you got a torch going there. Speaking of torch, did you see my beast? Look at this sucker.
Oh man, he's got a hand cannon.
It's got a couple jets on it.
There's like something out of Star Wars, man.
Yeah, watch this flame, man.
Oh,
it's got like afterburner on it. Feeling the heat. Yeah, I was eyeballing this at the truck stop, and I'm like, I was thinking, should I buy that thing? It's $20, but and then I started looking at it again, and next morning I came over and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. What the hell? So I picked it up, and I really like it. It's kind of cool, but it really torches the cigars up pretty nice.
Oh yeah, lights.
Oh yeah. Well, shit, the flames
like 8
inches long.
So we got the MJ12 right here.
Hey, that's cool.
That's the wrapper.
What's the MJ stand for again?
I do taste the pepper initially. A Majestic 12. It was like a group of UFOlogists.
Oh, yeah.
They're big on the UFOs and stuff like that, you know, Area 51 type of people, you know. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool, you know, that we get.
So he bases his cigars, this guy, on basically Illuminati stuff, conspiracy theory stuff, you know,
Yeah.
which I don't consider it conspiracy theory. I consider it conspiracy fact, because the truth is there, folks. You just got to research. You just got to go down the rabbit hole, and you will seek and find the truth.
Well,
And
the
you
ones,
may not be able to handle it, but you'll get it.
the ones that call it the conspiracy are typically the liars in it.
They're the ones that got something to hide.
Yeah.
Or their little pea brains can't handle the truth, because the truth scares their subliminal cerebral cortex.
Yeah. That thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Tig, let's roll on with our show a little bit here. I want to talk a little bit about the Texas flood. That was on the 5th. That was on Friday night, wasn't it? Or Friday afternoon or something like that.
I thought it was July 4th. Didn't it happen July 4th?
Oh boy, you're making me look this up.
Making you look it up, as I think it was July 4th, man. I think it was July 4th.
All right, let's see what it says here. I don't want to go to CNN News.
God, the Communist News Network.
Clinton News Network.
Yeah, well, they're two in the same, you know.
New York Times is about as commie as they are too, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it happened in Kerr County.
Yeah, there's a Christian camp nearby there. You know, regardless.
Camp Mystic.
Yeah. Regardless, I have feeling that this was done by weather modification.
Oh, you know it. There was a lot of reports of cloud seeding going on. And, you know, back in last year, I think it was around Christmas time, Dubai had a bunch of cloud seeding, and they had like record flooding that they've never, ever experienced ever in the history of that country.
Yeah. And, well, Texas does get a lot of flooding, but this happened so sudden without warning. That how does that happen without warning? Because usually it comes across as a, you know, it comes across slowly, and that, you know, you don't suddenly just out of the clear blue, boom, lots of water, unless you're near an ocean. But
well, they said it rose like 20 feet or some shit like that. So it was like really freaking a lot of water.
I think it was 8 meters within 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was
something of that sort that it rose. But here's the thing. These idiot fucking worthless piece of shit fucking liberals
immigrants
on social media, these liberals posting stuff like Texas gets what it deserves. Oh, you know, good for them, you know, all these stuff. Now, let me tell you something. Libs are celebrating the fact that Texas children died in that. Many children died in that, and it was near a Christian camp as well. And they're sitting there saying, oh, good for them. They deserve what they get. You know what, you lib turds that are saying, oh, it's just fine and dandy that their children died. You are the very scumbags that are pro-abortion. You don't mind children dying. But yet, when it comes to the guns that you fear and our Second Amendment rights, you're real quick to talk about the children then, aren't you? You bunch of hypocrites. But when it comes to something like this, you're real good at cheering and saying, oh, they deserve what they get. Let me tell you something, you lib turds. When and if civil war breaks out, the very lack of mercy you show these children is a very lack of mercy we conservative patriots are going to show you. That is the bottom line. You dirtbags.
Yeah, no quarter.
No quarter whatsoever for you little dirtbags.
So, we're kind of speaking a little bit about this. Yeah, it's atrocious. Coming from the Democrats, these are, they didn't even fucking bother with North Carolina and they got flooded out. They just, Biden turned his back on everybody up there. And finally they sent FEMA up there like almost a month later. And then
There's
they
another
started
worthless
fucking
group.
everything up.
There's another worthless group, FEMA.
Well, that's what these Democrats were pissed about is that FEMA got defunded a little bit there, and a lot of that money went to ICE under the big beautiful whatever you want to call that.
Bodacious disaster.
Yeah, so that's why the Democrats were posting that garbage and nonsense.
Yeah. I tell you, I just don't know what to think anymore. The worst part about it is we as much as we can't stand the libturds, why is it that the Republicans seem to be right there with them all the time? They're clearly these two groups, these two parties have sold out to the same bankers and corporations because they're really not doing much for us. They're not doing what we voted for. I don't see a whole lot of changes. And some people are just blind to that. They just think, oh, yeah, things are going great. Things are getting better. Man, it's smoke and mirrors, man. That's what I'm seeing. So I don't know. But yeah, Texas, I'll tell you what, you never celebrate the death of children. You never.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are. You never celebrate the death of children.
Yeah, we got a little
hot take.
Dark Sage 9117 sending us a little message.
I want to read it. You want to read it, or should I read it?
You can delve into that one.
You want me to read it?
Go
All
for
right.
it.
Dark Sage 9117 hot take. The last great president America had was Dwight D. Eisenhower. Great general, too, by the way. He is my hero, and someone like him today is what America needs. I always remember my grandfather was a lifelong Democrat, but said Eisenhower was the only Republican I voted for, and everyone I knew in my town voted for Ike because he was the last great American hero. There's something to be said about that. I can't argue with that. He was a great one. And, I'll tell you what, since we're talking about Ike being a great president, and he told the truth. He even tried to warn us about the military industrialized complex and the whole 9 yards. He tried to warn us about the secret societies and stuff in so many words too, and where America was headed today. And being that said, I also would like to tell Dark Sage that another great one of that time, around that time, actually before, around that time too, and he never became president. Of course, he died after World War II, right after World War II. In fact, they killed him. I think they killed him because of what he said. Was General George Patton. And I think he was absolutely correct because I think what he wanted to do after World War II would have saved us from this whole communist threat we constantly have. And we thought we were over the communist threat after the Cold War, but now we have the infiltration of China today. And our corrupt politicians selling us out to those communists. But yeah, Ike, great president. Probably the last true one. Some would say Kennedy was. Because what Kennedy wanted to do would have spoken volumes, but they killed him. So
yeah.
And CIA, Mossad, those guys.
He sent another question or another thing there saying, I often wonder who, for those support Trump, if it was Trump versus Eisenhower election, who would you vote for and why, and who wins and why?
This is not going to be popular if you want my opinion, but I would have said Eisenhower all the way.
Yeah.
Lately, Trump is not the Trump I think I supported 3 times.
But Ike was a Democrat too, so
but the Democrats back then are not
different.
Quite different, much more conservative back then, much more patriotic back then. And I got to tell you, Ike wasn't really a Democrat per se.
Yeah, his values were more conservative, I thought.
I think he was a Republican, though. He was a Republican. He was definitely a Republican. But anyway, the thing with Trump is, and MAGA might get mad at me. I was MAGA. Okay. I voted for Trump 3 times. I'm starting to see some stuff that I'm just really suspicious of. I'm just really not liking right now. I feel like we've been deceived. I don't feel like this is the Trump we voted for. I'm not seeing things I want to be seeing right now. And I'm seeing Trump picking some people on his team that I would have never picked in a million years, man. Some of these people are actually, they've sold out to the swamp for a long time. Bondi for I never liked her from the start for Attorney General. And you know what? Back in 2016, was she a MAGA? Was she Trump? Did she back Trump in 2016? Hell no. She was a Jeb Bush backer. She was a neocon 100%. Okay,
yeah, I don't know why the fuck
that today. I do not like that woman at all. She is a dirtbag. She's part of the swamp, and you're going to find out. You're going to find out.
The biggest thing too I'm seeing here is that I think even though we're like 100 and maybe 120, 100, maybe 100.
Can I stop you for a second there? Can I stop you for a second there? Since
yeah.
Dark Sage 9117, he said he was not really a Republican either. Yeah, well, no, he wasn't. He was, but you know what he was? He was an American. How about that? A constitutional American. He was one of us. That's what he was. He represented us. I hope that really says it all right there about us. So go on, Mo. Go on, Bo.
So anyways, with Bondi and, we're talking about her and, and Trump's picks, the biggest thing I'm seeing is, we're 100 and almost 30 days into, we're 135 or 130 something days into his presidency. And I don't think it would be a bad thing for him to shake it up a little bit and get rid of some people that are just like dead weight.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but there's some people in there. I just I shake my head. Maybe you want to get into his latest little buddy that he just basically hired, a guy that doesn't think humanity should go forward. A WEF guy and New World Order guy.
Yeah, what the fuck does he see in this fucking clown commie son of a bitch?
Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
And this guy wants to put us all under one surveillance system where basically you can't even take a shit without them knowing and seeing you taking a shit.
In everybody's phone.
Everybody's household. Facial recognition. Big brother. That's kind of like what Eric Snowden
warned us
about with the NSA when they were actually, when he caught them looking through people's computers in their homes. Okay. This is New World Order agenda, folks. So why is he such close friends with this guy? See, I'm starting to get real suspicious now. I was actually suspicious back in November, but I said, "Hey, we can't do any worse because if we got Harrison, we'd be in even deeper trouble."
Right. My understanding of Peter Thiel is that he was like a big supporter of JD Vance. So I think that was where the connection came in with Trump, and Peter Thiel put a lot of money into both of their campaigns.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He wanted something in return. That's how that works.
Yeah, it's always about the money. And you know what? I'm helping you. You need to do what I say. I'll get you elected. Isn't that typical of this country?
Kind of sounds like Elon too, right?
All the corrupt politicians will get you in office, but then you got to do what we tell you to do.
Yeah.
And that's called selling America out, folks. Selling the American public out to the big bankers, the big corporations, and the wealthy icons like, I don't call them icons, but wealthy people like George Soros. These dirtbags, these low-life, sinister, evil piles of crap that basically consider us all peons or pawns on the chessboard. We mean nothing to them. We are disposable to them. Peter Thiel couldn't even answer the question about humanity, if he thinks humanity should go on or whether it should die off. Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah,
you're
you
going
couldn't
to
answer that at all.
you're going to pause and you can't even answer that question. Okay. And, another thing I'll get on to, Trump is real friends with the very people that made the COVID vaccination, the very people that want to make a new cancer vaccination. It's all mRNA. And we found out what that was all about. Some of us called it back then. I said it was no good. You're pushing this thing fast. Nobody knows nothing about it.
Right.
And to this day, he has never said a negative thing about Operation Warp Speed. And that kind of irks me, knowing what we know about the COVID vax.
Well, the biggest thing, Tig, it all boils down to money.
Yeah.
Trump invested in it, so that's why he was hoping that he'd get a payback on it.
Okay,
so,
we're going to make America healthy again, is what he told us. Okay, yay! We're glad America's going to be wealthy again, and prices are going to go down as a result, and everything else. But you know what? For the average middle class, working class American, I don't think they've really seen the wealth. I don't think they've seen the trickle down effect.
Right.
Making America wealthy again. This big beautiful bill actually kind of shows some of that too.
Did you notice, like, right when
I wanna believe in Trump. I want to say, hey, he's going to do things are going to get better. But there's some things that just irk me about what he's doing right now.
Right.
I'm a conservative. I'm a patriot. I came from a Democrat family. I see that both sides are the dumpster fire of America that we need to eliminate. And this is why I will criticize both parties, mostly the Democrats, but I am pro-American. That's what I am. I don't believe in this political nonsense back and forth crap. I believe we need to get back to American values.
Right. So some of the stuff that, like the, right when the big beautiful bill, that's kind of what I was going to say right before you started going into your rant, but,
my spiel.
your spiel. But the big beautiful bill, as soon as I got passed, didn't you notice that all the chemtrails like came to a halt?
But then
they fired back up like a week or two later. It's like it was kind of nice to see all the natural clouds again,
Yeah. Should we bring, with that being said, into what I
like waded into
the single best person in DC right now?
I think she should run for president.
With the most common sense and the biggest balls in DC, because, like she said, I didn't come here to go along, to get along. I came here for the American people. And so, with that being said, my absolute favorite, if there is a favorite, because I don't really like any of the politicians today, but I do like and I do stand with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says it like it is. She doesn't care how popular or unpopular it is. And right now she has brought up a new bill that she wants to bring up. I hope it doesn't get shot down, but I think a lot of people have sold out, so I don't know if she's going to get it passed, making it illegal it's basically an anti-chemtrails bill, making it illegal to spray our skies with these harmful toxins, these lines you see in the skies that have been going on for some time now that are very harmful to the American public. And, for use for weather modification. And she said it, weather modification. Folks, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. There's been a weather modification program for a long time. There's a U.S. patent on it. And yes, chemtrails are real. They spray us. It's kind of like what they did in Vietnam, with the Agent Orange. Only this isn't coming down and you're not getting wet by it. This is staying up in the air and forming false clouds. And they're not, right. You can tell they're not real clouds. But barium, aluminum, harmful toxins to the body, to the human beings. Years from now, we're going to start getting more and more lung cancer cases and everything else. And people get
cancer's been shooting up through the roof,
Yeah. Well, through the vaccines too, by the way.
Right.
That's a fact too, folks. Look it up. If you could look up the inserts that come with the vaccines, you'd see that the chemicals that are involved in them are toxic to the human body. And when you mix those concoctions, it can cause cancer. Every single vaccine will tell you that in the box it comes with the insert, with ingredients and the kind of side effects you can get from it.
But don't you need like a 20,000 magnifying glass to see the fine print on that?
Well, I didn't need to. I read it.
Microfished.
I don't care if you got a squint. Yeah, and they do that purposely. Just like it's funny when you read the pharmaceutical commercials, they'll tell you how great this new vaccine or this new drug is, and they'll say 1,000,000 ways it can cause you this, and this. Yeah, that's a drug I want. Yeah. I want a drug that could cause me 1,000,000 different things.
Right.
Testicular cancer on top of it. Oh yeah, I want that drug. Right. Come on.
Fucking crazy.
People need to wake up to this shit, man.
Yeah.
And they don't give
RFK Jr. is being a big disappointment lately too.
Yeah, he needs to step up a little bit too, but he's been compromised. They're all getting compromised. Yeah. It's the big money the corporations and the banks rule the world, folks. And they're the very scumbags that are basically pulling the strings of our politicians. Our politicians were supposed to actually represent us. They don't. No.
Down to the money.
The only way this is ever gonna end good, and it's not gonna end good. If you believe in Bible prophecy, it will end good, but after the worst has come. But with that being said, let's just say the people need to all wake up together. They need to stand up together, and they need to get rid of this government. And the only way you could do that goes back historically to 1776.
Yeah, you're making me so jealous with that tinfoil cap on.
Why? You love it?
I need one.
Well, you just take your favorite no, you don't need to take your favorite cap. Just take a piece of shit, any hat that you never wear anyway. Wrap it up in tinfoil, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's tedious. It's tedious, but I'm doing it because I'm doing it. Because that's
like a little point on the top,
Yeah, I should make a little antenna. Hey, you know what I should do? I should stick a cigar on top.
Antenna. Yeah, you need an antenna.
We are stars, bars, and cigars.
We are stars, bars, and cigars.
Yeah, I'm a unicorn for some of you pride people.
They don't watch us.
They better not.
So moving along here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, wants to pass this law to make it illegal to spray. So I think that'd be a really good thing, and
you betcha. Yeah, it's too bad we can't get her on the show.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Oh my gosh, yes, and we could drop all kinds of whatever kind
of. She would F-bomb the crazy.
Oh yeah.
She would F-bomb crazy. So she'd fit right in with our show.
How about an MTG for president? That would be great. They'd kill her.
I'd vote for that.
They'd kill her. They would JFK her ass.
Oh yeah, you know it.
You know they would. They would. Because that's just the kind of dirtbags we have in government. From the CIA to the NSA to the FBI, and then our government's paid off too slightly by Mossad. Israel.
Yeah.
Let's just explain something right now, folks. We are not anti-Semite. We are not anti-Semite. We are not anti-Jew, but they are the problem too. They are part of the problem. It's that simple. You have good with the bad and the ugly all mixed in. It is what it is. It's about the power.
There's just so much shit going on. It is. What do you
distractions.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? I mean, there's just so much shit.
Yeah, it goes on and on and on. I don't know.
Pick your battles, I guess, right?
Yeah, you got to pick your battles. So our biggest thing, though, has been, my big thing has always been Big Pharma. I hate them bastards. I hate the fact I fought a lot of pro-vaxxers forever because I proudly say I am an anti-vaxxer. I worked in healthcare. I read all those vaccines. I read the little paper that comes in with the box, and I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are people being sold on this shit?
Right.
I can tell you right now, my daughter, when she got a very rare cancer because she had her first series of vaccines, and by the time she was 3, she had a very rare cancer, and they couldn't even tell me why she had gotten it. Oh, genetics. No, no, because on both sides of the family, we've never had a cancer case in children. Oh, well, it could be her rare makeup. No, no, because I looked into her the cases, the very few cases of extra chromosome that is her particular category, and there was no childhood cases of them because she's only one of like 28, 30 in the world, and out of the case studies, not one of them had childhood cancer. Oh, I get it. Let's go back and look at the vaccine she has, okay, because nothing else that she was exposed to could have given her cancer. So I looked into the vaccines she got, and sure enough, every stinking one of them has side effects of cancer, 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 cancer. Okay, this is what we're doing to our kids, folks. And no, don't say autism was debunked either, because all these things are happening because of vaccines. They're very toxic. They've been proven to be far too toxic for the human body, let alone for kids. Infants.
Right.
Okay. Big Pharma, you suck. And there's a special place in hell for all of you people that are working for Big Pharma that support this kind of crap. Knowing what you should know, knowing what you do know, and just taking the money and blindly turning, your cheek.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I kind of went on another rant, which I do. But, if we want to talk about that, you see, it all comes down to this. Between this and the chemtrails, and yes, 5G, folks, is a real thing. They are trying to depopulate us. They are trying to kill us. They do not represent us. They'll just go in their little underground tunnels and their underground cities, and they don't have to deal with what we deal with up here on the surface, because they very rarely do come to the surface. They can go on television nationwide and make it look like they're actually out and about with us, when what it is just a film crew, folks. They're down in their little pit. Okay, that's another one we can talk about again.
Yeah.
We brought it up one other time, the underground tunnels, the underground cities.
Yeah, you were mentioning some of that before we went on.
Yeah. So I know some people don't like where I'm going, and they never will, but it is what it is, folks. And it's the truth, and all you have to do is go down the rabbit hole. Stop watching the narrative you see on television and dig deep down the rabbit hole. You can find alternative news and all that stuff, and you can see some truths behind that stuff. You might not like it. You might be in denial, but sooner or later it's going to come, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why did I not?
Right.
Why did I not see this sooner?
Yeah, like they continuously throw it out there that, there was like $20 trillion that went missing, and that was part of the reason for the Pentagon being hit with a missile instead of an airplane, like everybody wants to think, or they lead people to think. Pardon?
It was hit with a missile.
Yeah,
folks, I know a little something about missiles, you see, because once upon a time, I actually fired some missiles. I studied missiles. I see what they look like. I see how they hit. I see how they blow. Okay. No airplane was flying that low that hit the Pentagon. The damage was not Pentagon. Maybe you should try a Tomahawk. How about that?
Yeah.
Might be a little closer to the reality.
Yeah. And they're saying that's where the records were, where they destroyed it. So
Imagine that. How convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a show on 911 again come September. Yeah. I would love to readdress that, because I'll tell you folks who really was involved with 911. I will tell you that 100%, and I'm not afraid to tell you that, and I'm not suicidal.
Neither am I.
So there you have it.
But we digressed a little bit, so let's continue on. Hey Tig, how's that cigar smoking for you? It's
not bad. It's pretty strong. I would not recommend it to the beginner. It's got a little potency to it.
Yeah.
Full. It did not stay lit for me, but then again, I'm not constantly puffing on it because my mouth is running more than it's smoking.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, This one here is not disappointing, and you know a beginner could easily smoke this, even though it is a Nicaraguan filler. It's it's a pretty decent stick for what it is.
Yeah,
it's sweet. It's really sweet all the way through, and I typically don't like flavored cigars, but I don't even think this is a flavored cigar. So, like, it's just the hybrids of tobaccos they're using.
This is a tinfoil wrapped cigar. It might actually blow up on me at the end.
12 gauge load in there, huh?
Yeah. They did say it's a long filler, so let's see what happens.
Or is it a 30-30 round?
Oh God, no. It'd be quick.
Yeah. So, Tig, did you want to roll into our musicians who smoke cigars segment?
We could do that.
Are you good on the other stuff?
Well, I want to explain something real quick with the big,
right.
beautiful bill again.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm not a Democrat, folks. And just because one person has a right to their opinion and wants to say, hey, there's not everything is very good with this bill. You know, I remember Elon Musk was in Doge. He found all this fraud and all this wasteful spending. And he said, hey, there's enough here savings. We can give every American $5,000, right?
Yeah.
So much for that. What they did is they turned around and took that savings and they threw it in the bill. And some of that bill actually has pork spending in it, which is there's some big spending in that bill. And I thought conservatives were about little spending, less spending. So I'm kind of confused about this bill.
Yeah.
And Americans making $17,000 to $51,000 will lose about $700 a year in a nutshell. And those with an income of less than $17,000 would lose more than $1,000 on average in a nutshell. But these losses are mainly the result of cuts in assistance programs. Now, some of these cuts need to be made, of course, because you do have people taking advantage of the system. But then you have people that aren't taking advantage of the system and do need this assistance, especially your disability, your people with full disabled people, like my daughter's one of them. And so these losses are mainly in the result of things like Medicaid, food stamps, student loans, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But the thing is Medicaid people should not be losing Medicaid when they need it. And so I'm hoping that this does not apply to the people that really need it. I'm hoping. Now, on another thing, it's also going to cut the money that we've been giving the illegals, which they never should have got in the first place. So, yeah, that not only do we need to kick all the illegals out of here, but they should not be getting anything as it is. And they should have never been getting anything like this as it is. So I guess, there's a catch-22 to this bill, the way I see it anyway. So, but there is 42 million on food stamps, million people. So I don't know. I better rely on something else, folks, because there's going to be cuts in it. So,
well, it's called the JOB.
Yeah. Now, since I talked about the illegals, since I talked about the people that are real Americans on these assistance programs and how if they're making less money, they're going to lose out on it. See, the poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer. And I hate to sound like a Democrat, but I don't see the middle class getting too far in this picture.
No.
I see them shrinking yet again. And I thought that the parties, that somebody in the parties actually was always talking about how they wanted to save the middle class. Doesn't look like it's going to be saved. And don't tell me the Democrats were saving the middle class, because when they were in charge, the middle class was shrinking also.
Absolutely.
So, but I want to make a point this, and people aren't going to like me too well. They're going to call me an anti-Semite, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not an anti-Semite, folks. Okay. Settle down. This is a fact. Bull, I think you sent me this fact. Americans should know this fact. There are around 8,000 to 9,000 Jewish settlers in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. And none of them work. None of them actually work. Okay. They live off the government. They live off the government. They live off government funding, free housing, free health care, free everything.
Isn't that lovely?
And your tax dollars are paying for it because of U.S. government foreign aid to Israel. And you know what? We're giving over $1 billion a year to Israel. Not only are we funding their military, making it the strongest in the entire Middle East region, but also you've got 800,000 to 900,000 non-working people in Israel that are getting everything free thanks to your tax dollars. Are you getting something free, folks? Think about that.
That's like United
We are
States
in Israel's back pocket, folks.
Yeah, we're the
that
slave.
make you just so happy.
We're all slaves here.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean about it, but
debt slaves, folks, debt slaves. That should make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, knowing that your taxpayer dollars are giving free shit to all these Jews in the West Bank and, Jerusalem. Meanwhile, some of you guys got to tooth and nail your way through life in America.
Yeah. How do you like it now?
How do you like that? How do you like our foreign
Swallow that one.
Oh, and by the way, Lady Graham, amongst other people, Mitch McConnell, amongst other people, Chuck Schumer, amongst other people in Congress and in the Senate, it is a fact, Jack, that they've made deals with government funding for foreign aid to these foreign governments, that these foreign governments, when they get the money from the United States, they get so much back in kickbacks. So they're taking, not only are we giving away your tax dollars to foreign aid, but these foreign governments are giving millions, like 4 million to be exact, to certain people like Lady Graham, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, and much, much more politicians. That's how they're getting rich, folks. That's how they're getting rich. Kickbacks from your tax dollars. How does it feel to be a poor American working class person that wishes you could be a millionaire, but instead your tax dollars are going for kickbacks towards the millionaires that are working in DC, supposed to be representing the people?
Recently, Trump was on saying, we're going to try to get, the income taxes abolished and blah, blah, blah. And, he's just trying to blow this fucking smoke up everybody's ass. Fucking quit.
Don't, you know what? Don't piss down our backs and tell us it's raining. Talk the talk. If you're going to talk the talk, you better
do it. Just fucking do it. Don't even talk about it. Just do it.
I don't see you walking the walk yet. Yeah, we're doing great on the border crisis, right?
Yeah.
The economy,
billions of dollars.
Okay. The economy, I haven't really seen prices going down all that much, really. I haven't seen
gas prices.
Where's America getting wealthy at? Oh, that's right. I guess if you're in oil or something like that.
Big business, yeah.
Now, okay, folks, get mad, say, oh, you're talking like a Democrat. We're talking with an open mind. We're seeing these things. We voted for Trump 3 times. I have not voted for a Democrat in a very long time, and I never will vote for a Democrat. But what I'm seeing, I'm not liking either. I'm not seeing the Republicans doing much either. I'm not seeing Trump doing as much as he said he would do. Yeah, it's been a short amount. Don't give me this, it's been only 100 and some days, short amount of time. We need to have action quickly. We don't have that much time.
No. Midterms are coming right up here, man. They're coming. They're going to be barreling down on us.
Speaking of midterms, that James Carville, he's off his rocker again. He's saying that Trump's going to declare martial law so that they can cancel the midterms and that the Democrats won't be able to win the midterms because he's going to face big time losses. Trump is. Well, I hate to say it, but if he does declare martial law, it ain't going to be about the midterms, folks. And I think martial law might be on the way. And let me tell you something about martial law. It doesn't matter what any politician tells you. It's not in the Constitution. In the Constitution, it doesn't say that the Emergency Powers Act is even legal. It's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional to take and stop constitutional rights for any emergency, let alone martial law. It is unconstitutional, folks. So when you see something like that happen, rise up, build your militia, and fight back. Because let me tell you something, I don't care what your laws are in this country, it violates the Constitution. In the Constitution, our founding fathers strictly stated there was a difference between a standing army and military and the militia. We the people are the militia. We the people, the militia itself, were not a standing army when they fought the first two major battles of the Revolutionary War. Do your history. Read your history. It is perfectly legal to form your own militia in the community and to defend your country against all enemies.
Hey, I came across something really interesting also, Tig, about ICE, and it's almost like ICE is another military group.
It's becoming that, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually they got a budget that's almost as big as the United States Army budget.
And tell me this, riddle me this. Why have they not abolished the ATF? They're nothing but a bunch of government. They're not legislators. They're not legislators, so they can't legislate and regulate firearms. They're an unconstitutional group. They were not voted upon. They are a bunch of thugs for the government, just another gang.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they needed to be abolished yesterday.
Yeah. So
there's that.
What about these prisons? Hey, let's just talk a little bit about these prisons that they're building and reopening. The Alcatraz.
Alligator Alcatraz. You may try to escape, but you may become food for the alligator.
You will be fodder.
And the irony is, aren't the alligators reptiles?
Yep.
Reptile's going to eat you one way or another, folks.
I'll get you. Yeah, but they say that they're off for the deportees, but I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Could come down though.
Things are getting very weird and very dark in this country and in this world, folks. You know, and I always say, I can say that's my end thing, but that's my motto. I'll say that at the end. You know what I'm going to say, those of you who've been following.
Yeah.
Did you want to go on the musicians with cigars?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll talk about it for another
topic, because we're real big fans of cigars here. That's why we have a show named after it. So we love our cigars, and this one's a pretty sound cigar bowl for a $10 cigar. This
was like a $7 or $8 cigar, I think, and that's pretty solid too.
It's not as flavor. I really don't like cigars with a lot of pepper in them, and I love pepper. I love peppers to consume, to eat, but I don't really like smoking pepper too well. And this one has a
light peppery taste.
This one has a lot of pepper in it. I'm not getting anything sweet out of it. I'm getting pepper and wood. So,
is that cigar going to get tossed out in your backyard when you're done?
Probably. It's worth trying. It's not worth buying over and over and over again. That's my thing. So I can think of a lot better $10 cigars. Man, I'll tell you what, I like I said, I got my favorites, and this is just this is a new one that I just tried out of curiosity, and it went with the hat. It was like, yeah. But I mean,
starting out here at the musicians, I'm gonna start it out with James Hetfield.
James Hetfield, of course.
Yeah.
He's got his own cigar line.
Yeah.
Because James Hetfield.
Hey, didn't we go see a Metallica band there about a year ago, maybe?
Yeah, we seen a band that was they were a cover band, and I mean, I swear they might have been a little better than Metallica at times.
Oh, they were pretty good. I mean, I watched a couple of the videos that I recorded, but they weren't quite as good.
Well, let me tell you this. Their drummer was better than Lars, because I'll tell you what, Metallica's drummer He sucks. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm sorry, Metallica fans. I do not like Lars. I think he sucks. I think I think there's drummers out there that are playing his own music better than him.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But the Blackened cigar by James Hetfield is a very good cigar.
Well, it's a Drew Estate cigar.
That's right. And that's why it's very good.
Yeah.
And so kudos to Hetfield, man, you got a good cigar there.
Yeah.
And, so Frank Sinatra was a cigar smoker.
I got a couple of stupid people that I want to say, but I'm kind of thinking I might wait. But
say them. Say the stupid people.
Jay-Z and Rihanna.
Oh, of course, Rihanna, just Satan worshiping Illuminati queen. Hey, Rihanna, why don't you smoke an Illuminati cigar? Yeah. Well, here's another.
She likes Habanos. She likes those big fat ones.
Oh, this one's pretty fat.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm sure she has plenty of practice of sticking big stuff in her mouth. So.
Right. Moving along. Luke Bryan. This was a really interesting one. He's got his own cigar brand out. That's
country music star.
Davidoff.
Yeah, the country music guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be on country music. Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley's a cigar buff too. Yeah. So, yeah. And then this dork named Bruno Mars.
And Ice Cube.
And
that demon Madonna.
Madonna, of course. Yeah.
Demon.
Ronnie Wood.
From Ronnie Wood, is he the cockroach? Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top. He's another one that's got his own cigar line out.
Yeah. Yeah, too bad he's a big time lib.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. His music doesn't sound lib.
The jazz sax player John Coltrane. He was a big cigar smoker.
John Coltrane.
Getting back into some older musicians.
Otis Redding.
Yeah.
Otis Redding.
Elvis Presley. He smoked some cigars too.
On the dock of the bay. Otis Redding.
Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley liked him. Nat King Cole.
Yep.
Jazz singer.
Marvin Gaye also.
Marvin Gaye. Oh, yeah. He's got some great songs.
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles was another one.
Yep.
Yeah, these old Motown guys, man. These old blues guys, too, They did some, you got to love that. Sam Cooke.
Yep. David Bowie. He smoked them.
David Bowie. One of my favorites. David Bowie.
One of my favorites, too.
Love David Bowie, everything. I love all of David Bowie. Great guy, great musician, just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, I'm sorry. I got to go off on David Bowie a little bit because, he smokes cigars. He smokes cigarettes. The only thing I didn't like about him was he's anti-gun, but Second Amendment for us. But, man, he was a good person and a great musician.
Major Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything he ever did was good. John Lennon.
Yeah. John Lennon. You said George Michael too. Yeah. George Michael.
Yeah.
These next two are really profound people. Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell
from Soundgarden.
Yes.
A very good musician. I think they killed him. His dad.
Along with Chester.
Yeah. They killed him because he was exposing the pedophile ring within the entertainment.
Yeah. Chester was going to do that with him.
And he was a born again Christian, I believe, too, Chris Cornell. He came out and was really starting to say some profound things about, theological things too, I think.
Yeah.
Jim Morrison tended to smoke cigars once in a while, small ones.
Yeah.
Morrissey. Remember Morrissey of the Smiths?
Yep.
Band, the Smiths? He's a cigar smoker.
Yep. Lady Gaga.
Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle.
Yeah. Yep.
Bad Leroy Brown. Time in a Bottle. Jim Croce was a cigar smoker. I love his music.
Yeah, good
I
stuff.
love Jim Croce. Joe Jackson is a cigar aficionado, the musician, the piano player.
Yep.
So, you got anybody else?
No, I think I went. Oh, Justin Bieber, but I'm thinking he probably smoked Swisher Sweets.
Hey, don't knock them. I just got an everyday smoke of Swisher Sweets Kings that I like now. They're the size of Corona Sweets. I've been smoking the shit out of them. These aren't bad. You want to try something? I will give
Dude,
you.
I smoked almost every freaking Swisher out there, so you can't tell me there's a good one.
See the Kings? They're the shape of a Corona cigar. I like them. They're a great everyday smoke. I bought like they come in boxes of 5, and I bought like 10 packs of them for like
like
$50. They're good to smoke when I just don't want to. I don't have time to smoke a nice premium,
Right.
and I don't have the bucks to smoke a premium every day. I don't mind Swisher Sweet Corona style ones. I'll smoke them. I don't care. I'll smoke any cigar. It's really
Sure.
but I've smoked some really good cigars, Bull, that Swisher Sweet was better than. Okay.
Yeah.
I've had some real downers, man.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying I haven't either.
Some of them factory overthrow, some of them old factory.
Those like some of your worst cigars you smoked, those backwoods, those were nasty fucking things.
See, I like backwoods though, man.
Do you really?
I like them for an everyday smoke. Yeah, I like them for an everyday smoke, but there's some other ones like the one with the white owl on them that I don't really like. And the cheesy ones, some of them ones.
Those were nickel a piece back in the day.
And there's certain ones. I'm not sure. I haven't had a Dutch Masters in a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was like Cleopatras, those AC Cleopatras. Remember those? They were like almost green colored.
Terrible.
Candelera.
Yeah.
Wrappers on them. They're just
Candelera wrappers aren't bad if you get the right cigar.
Yeah.
There's some premium cigars out there that have those wrappers on them. They're not that bad. Colonel Klink had some of them in Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
That Hogan, when he wasn't looking, snatched a couple of them.
Snatches them, yeah, when he's not looking.
Yeah.
Cool. So you want to wrap her up there, Tigus?
Yeah, I'm relighting this damn thing because
here, you need my lighter.
Going on me. Yeah, give me a flamethrower.
I'll give you my flamethrower here. Check that bad boy out. Got 2 afterburners on it, man.
Folks, the best way to smoke a premium cigar really is to light it by a match. But we don't do that because we need to be quick and we don't want to be striking matches.
Typically I do. I got a box of them here. And so
for the sake of the program, we just match it.
Nice and quick.
I mean, I personally, Bull, I will smoke just about every type of cigar. I like cigars, and like I said, if we're cigar snobs, if we prefer the premium cigars when we can. Me, I will lower my standards and I will smoke a Swisher. Now, when I bought some Swishers, these Kings that are the shape of a Corona, they're the size of a Corona, like 41, 42 gauge. I thought, oh, here we go. This is really a low point in my life here. I'm smoking some Swishers,
Yeah.
But I start smoking these new Kings, these Corona shaped ones, and I was like, these are just not bad. They are not bad. In fact, Bull, next time I see you, I'm going to give you one. I'm going to say, fucking smoke it once. Just do it. I mean, you just, to me,
choke and puke, huh?
Hey, it's better than a cigarette.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad. I was like, wow, I'm really surprised at these smokes. I'm surprised. They did surprise me. And that happens once in a while. You'll say, oh, this is a cheesy cigar. This is crap, man. Why am I doing this? And you smoke it, it's like, that's not bad. And I will admit when I'm smoking something that's a cheap cigar that actually is pretty good for a cheap cigar. I've smoked some really expensive ones that are just crap. So
right.
if I'm smoking a cigar that averages out about $1 or something a cigar, and it's impressing the hell out of me, I'm like, hey man, there's some $10, $12 cigars I've smoked that aren't this good.
Yeah.
And I gotta say it how I feel about it,
Right.
It's just, it's a cigar. Try it. That's what my whole thing
I'll
is.
try it. I'll give it a whirl.
My whole thing is,
like I said, I've smoked just about every freaking cheap cigar there is, just because there's a time in life when you just didn't have everything, and
I like to be. I don't know if folks out there remember Cisco and Ebert, the movie critics. I like to consider myself the Cisco and Ebert of cigars. If it's a cigar, I'll try it, and I'll admit if it's a cheapie, and it's actually pretty good for cheapie, I will admit it. Just like I'll light up a $15 cigar and say, why the fuck did I pay this much money for this shit bag of a cigar?
Just recently, that Cohiba you smoked, that was a joke.
The Cohiba Blue for the money was not worth a single cent. I would smoke Swisher Sweets over that thing.
Yeah.
That's some people probably like, are you out of your mind? No, I'm not.
How about the wood tips?
Mm-mm.
You don't smoke the wood tips?
I've tried them. I won't do that. And I don't do those real small ones like that on Swisher Sweets. I'm doing the Corona size ones. I like Corona cigars. And because Swisher Sweets came out with one with a 42 gauge, it was like a Corona. It's like a little over 5-inch cigar.
Yeah.
And it's a little over 5-inch, 5.5 inches by 41, 42 gauge. It's like a Corona to me. And it has a sweet tip, and I like sweet tips, sweet tasting cigars on the tip. I like it. It's the only Swisher Sweet I will smoke, but I like it.
Yeah. All right. What's your parting words there?
Ready for it? Folks,
yeah, I know what it is.
If you're not suspicious and you're not a little paranoid, then you are not prepared. Be prepared.
Absolutely. Mine is. What do you think mine will be?
Coming from you, anything.
All right, I'm going to go back to one of my older ones. Liberalism is mental illness.
That it is, Paul. That it is.
With that, thank you for following Stars, Bars, and Cigars tonight.
We are pretty much out of here.
Yeah, we're on YouTube tonight. We're on Twitch, and we're also on Rumble. So Mr. Dark Sage, he was on Twitch there. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, Dark Sage, we'd like to hear from you. We would want you to come back anytime and give us your feedback.
Yeah.
Dark Sage 9117. We liked your comments. We welcome more of your comments. We welcome anybody's comments, whatever it may be.
Whatever it is.
We would love to get involved in a conversation with people out there that may get involved in our chat. So go ahead, give us whatever you got. Give us whatever you got.
Yep, and follow us on your audios too, because we're on iHeart Media. We're also on Spotify, Podbean, Podchaser, Google. We're on just about everything. So
and one more thing, one more announcement. As of this week, I became an engaged man once again.
Ladies, he's off the market.
I will be getting married next month.
Yay, Tig! Congratulations.
Took me a while.
Yeah.
Took 15 years.
Yeah.
15 years after I became a widower. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we're out of here, folks. So thanks for following us again. And
thank you.
Yeah, share us with people. That's the only way we grow. One other little tidbit here. We're coming out with our website, so that should be out pretty soon here. We kind of finalized everything on it, so stay tuned. Probably in the next episode or two, we'll be sharing the web address, and that should be live by then. So we're looking forward to it. So
all righty.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Sing to stars, bars, and cigars. Two conservative vets telling it like it is. The rally cry for those who appreciate bold truths served with a side of mayhem.
Roger, outside, decide before comes off. We'll keep them sweating until we see Butcher 3. Out.
We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And if you didn't, well, why are you still here, Snowflake? We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, follow us on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and hear our precious voices on all the streaming services. Until next time, keep the spirit of freedom roaring.